5 of the best exercises with the foam roller here for myofascial release around the hip and thigh, and also one on the back. So we'll start with the ITB band, which is a band that runs from the top of your hip all the way down to your knee. So where we'll start is lying on your side, take your top leg across above you, and you're going to just roll the foam roller down the body to about the midpoint of the thigh, finding any tight spots and working through them. If it's just a small tight spot, just work either side of that. Make sure you work all the way up to the top of the hip as well. Move the foam roller slightly and bring it down to just above the knee. From there you're going to roll from just above the knee back to that midpoint where you were rolling to before. Again, find a tight spot, work about 10 times either side of that tight spot. Moving on, you're going to do the other leg, of course. You're going to do the front of the thigh. Here you're going to move the foam roller slightly to the side so that you can just put it on one leg. You're then going to use your other leg to pivot on. So the foam roller is just on the front of my thigh. Again, I'm going to start quite high and work down to a midpoint, finding any tight spots for about 10 repetitions either side of that tight spot. And then again, move it down to the lower thigh, finding any tight spots there. You might find you need to slightly roll the leg either inwards or outwards, which might highlight some other tight spots that need working on. We're then going to move to one of the funniest looking pieces of uses of the foam roller, and that is the inside groin. So you're going to put the foam roller under one leg with both your feet facing towards the foam roller. Start with it just below above the knee, and you're going to roll your hips forward, down to the midpoint and back again, finding any tight spots in the adductors just above the knee to the midpoint. When you've done that, as we have before, for 10 times, you're going to place it quite high up in the groin and roll again until you come to the very thick tendinous junction at the top of the leg by the pelvis, really working through those tight spots. When you've completed that, we're going to move on to gluteal muscles. So, sitting on the roller, place your arms behind you and cross one leg over the other. The leg that I've crossed, which is the right leg in my case here, I'm going to then tilt to the right hand side with my hips. I'm then going to roll from the bottom of my hip all the way down to the base of my spine 10 times, or again 10 times around the painful positions you find. Making sure that you work the full range, finding those tight spots, slightly changing your angle depending on your individual needs. Then finally, you're going to do a thoracic roll, releasing the erector spinae muscles around your middle of the back. Place your hands behind your head to cradle your head and lift your hips off. Make sure that your back isn't arched and that your hips and low back are nice and flat, the stomach tight. You're going to roll down to the bottom of the ribs and then again to the top of the shoulder blades. Roll down to the ribs, to the top of the shoulder blades. Again, probably just about 10 complete strokes from one end to the other. Those 5 exercises, the 4 on the legs, completed on each leg once through, and the one for the thoracic spine, will really help you release all of the tight spots in your myofascial areas of your muscles. This is the connective tissue around the legs rather than the muscles itself, and it really helps to make your body function and perform better, especially when you're sat down all day, whether you're in your car or at the office. Thanks, I hope you enjoyed it.